So we are going to be talking about, for this lecture, how do we count in 3/4 and 2/4 time. Also, we need to investigate what happens to whole rest when it is used in these time signatures. Now, I am assuming that you have already watched Lecture 3 in this series. So I'm not going to be going over any of the notes or rests and how many beats they get in these time signatures. That's all covered in Lecture 3. All right, so let's take a look at our first example here. Okay, as I look at it, I see that this has a half note getting 2 beats right here, quarter rest with 1 beat, half rest with 2 beats, quarter note with 1 beat. Okay, so I know it's going to end up being like this. Okay, where the half note has gotten the first and second beats of the measure, then beat 3 was done by that quarter rest, and then beats 1 and 2 of our next measure go with a half rest, and I messed up right here. It should be beat 3 with that. We don't have a beat 4 in 3/4 time. Now, the way that I type this out into my answer sheet, okay, and those would be the answers. So the only difference between this sort of counting and 4/4 time counting is we only have 3 beats per measure, and it only goes up to number 3 in this counting. So let's do our next one. All right, so this dotted half note gets 3 beats. And now this is where it gets kind of interesting. So this right here, this is a whole rest. Now the whole rest gets 4 beats, but we're in 3/4 time, which only has 3 beats per measure. Okay, now the whole rest is the only one of our notes or rests that gets to do this. But if it is there for a measure, it means the entire measure is a rest, is silent. Okay, so I would end up going 1, 2, 3 all together there. Okay, and then for our dotted half note, that one gets 3 beats, 1, 2, 3, looks like that. Okay, and it is typed out. All right, so 2/4 time. Only difference here is that we have 2 beats per measure. That first measure, once again right here, that one is a whole rest. It just fills up the entire measure, and that is the only one that gets to do that. All right, now we have the half note. It gets 2 beats, 1 beat on the quarter note, 1 beat on the quarter rest. Right, beat 2 goes on the quarter rest. Okay, now let's take a look at our final 2/4 measure here on these set of examples. That is 1 beat of rest there. Beat 2 goes with a quarter note. Then we have beat 1 going inside. Beat 2 is a rest. And then this one is also a whole rest, another whole rest. So all of the measure, however many beats that ends up being, I don't care if it is 8 beats or 2 beats. One whole rest in a measure means that the entire measure is a rest. Okay, and that is the example for number 4. Now on these next ones, I want you to try and see if you can't help us figure it out, or if you can't figure these out before I write it down. Okay, so this one is a quarter note, quarter rest, quarter note. How many beats does each one of these get? Okay, 1 beat apiece. All right, and this one is a dotted half rest. Remember, the half rests are above the line. How many beats does it get? Okay, 3 beats. And now we take beat 1, it goes with that quarter note. Beat 2 goes with the quarter rest. Beat 3 goes with that quarter note. Now this one gets 3 beats, so all 3 beats go into that rest. Alright, let's take a look at this one. We have quarter rests and quarter notes again. What type of note is this one right here? Or rest? What is it? Okay, a half rest gets 2 beats. Okay, and that one also gets 1 beat. So this is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's take a look at this last one. 1, 2. Remember, it's only 2 beats per measure. And what would we put in this last measure? Beats 1 and 2 go right there. All right, now this last one. See if you can't figure this out right here. We have that one, which is a whole rest, but what is it going to look like? And then we have a half rest right here. How many beats does it get? Okay, now I'll go ahead and write them out. Both of these measures actually look the same. And then we have beat 1 right there, and beat 2 right there. Alright, that's all there is to the counting in 3/4 and 2/4 time. Alright, so here all of our answers are done for this. And that's all there is to counting in 2/4 and 3/4 time. And remember, be better than you were yesterday.